Ladies and gentlemen, thank you and welcome to our today's YouTube video. I have a question for you. Have you ever gotten stranded while driving your car? Or have you ever gotten to a point where you really got desperate and only needed a single tool to have just for you to be safe and maybe get home without an issue? So today I'm going to show you some of the vital tools that are key for you as a driver to have in your car, and we are going to start with the very basic ones. I placed some of them here, and we are going to go step by step. So let me open this up. So first of all, I would like you to hang around, because at the end of the video I'm going to show you two very important tools or rather equipment that even the professionals swear by, and you should never miss these two equipment or other tools. So hang around and you're gonna learn a lot from these. So the first tool that you should have, and is very important, I call it the siphon, siphon tubing. So the siphon tubing will help you in case you run out of gas and you need to refill. You could borrow your friend's gas. So this is something that would help you get fuel from one of your maybe friend's cars or a passerby's car, and this will help transfer fuel into your own car. And this is how it works. Alongside having that, always make sure you have a bottle of water in your car. This is key because sometimes you could run low on coolant, you could actually get thirsty, you could get a necessity for having water. You could even drink this water. So always make sure you have this in your car. The water, that's water. And now I'm going to show you how my siphon pump works. When this siphon pump was built, there's an arrow that shows the direction of the fuel, and this is how it works. You dip it inside someone's tank, and then it's as easy as just pressing, and you are going to see the water flowing. And in this case, we will be discussing the gas. So you're just going to pump it, and then you will see it flowing in just a second. So this is how it works. There is water moving around. There's water moving around, pouring, and there it is. It's working. So that's how important the siphon pump is. And this is something you should have. It's pretty cheap online. Buy it, and it's gonna save your life one day. You're not gonna get stranded, and you will make it home simply because of this simple tool, the siphon pump. Done with that. The other important item you should have in your car is a power bank. Never fail to have a power bank in your car. Sometimes you could run low on your phone battery. You need to recharge. This is very important, and let it be fully charged at all times. And this is something that everyone here pretty well knows its uses. So that's it. And always make sure you have a towel. A towel is very important because sometimes you could want to wipe down something, and this is something that you're gonna keep in your car. Another very important item you're gonna have to have in your car is the jack. This is the jack. Make sure you have a jack, and this is gonna help you elevate your car in case you have a tire puncture. This is something that is very important, and make sure you have a quality jack. This is important to have in your car, and this will help you elevate your car, change your tires without an issue. And that's a very important tool that you should not have to miss in your car. We have another one. These are foldable hazard cones, and these are going to alert drivers or passerbys that there is something that's going on, and your safety is very important because you will need to be safe while changing that tire. So you have to have two of these, and one of them goes to the front about 100 feet away from your car, and at the rear end of your car 100 feet, so that drivers cannot just bump into you right next to you. So this has to be a distance away from your car, and this is how it is. This is pretty much how it works. It's foldable and very affordable. This is a lifesaver, so don't fail to have this. I have two of them, the front side and the rear side. These are very important to have. Remember that. Now we go to our next item. Remember to always have a Swiss knife. The Swiss knife is a multi-purpose tool, and this tool can convert into a pliers. You could use this as a pliers. If you take it back, you could use a couple of things. This is a screwdriver end, and this is a star. You have another one that has a knife, another one that has a flat screwdriver, and on this other side you have one that folds into a pair of scissors in case you need to cut something. And we have some other tools like an opener in case you need to open a drink like a soda. And this is a very important tool, so make a point of getting a Swiss knife for your car, and this is gonna help you. It's gonna save you, it's gonna save your life. Sometimes you need to cut something off, like your seatbelt, in case you have an accident, you get into an accident and you can't come off your car or your car seat. So these are some of the very important things you need to have, because this one as well doubles up to have a pen knife, and the pen knife is right here. So I'm gonna retract it. The pen knife is right here, can be used to cut a lot of things. So just retract it, and remember, the Swiss multi-purpose tool is a key instrument for you to have. So that's about it. The other one that most drivers fail to have in their car, that is vital to have, is the flashlight, or rather called a torch. This flashlight is a lifesaver. It helps, like in Save Our Souls. Say, like you want to notify people that you're around, you have to like look around and flash it around, and maybe you're in an accident, you went into a ditch and you need to notify people of your presence. Just light it up and show people that you need help. This is also key in when it comes to visualizing what it is that you're doing at night. A lot goes on at night, and you need to have one of these. Mine is a rechargeable one, and it's very important to always make sure that you look at the amount of charge left, because this is a lifesaver too. On to our next tool. We have a life-saving vest. When you're changing your tires, always make sure, or when you have a car breakdown, always make sure that you have a life-saving vest to put on, because this is a reflective vest, and it will notify people of your presence, and it will make sure that you are safe, you don't get hit by other vehicles while fixing your car. In fact, in most states it's actually illegal, and it's very wrong not to have one while fixing your car. But at the same time, remember, this is a lifesaver. Don't fail to have it. Some of these things are very cheap. You can't afford to miss to have this. And you are lucky you subscribe to my channel. You are here. You will always find information that will help you to do it all by yourself. And this is one of them. So there is a reflective vest. I'll do away with it. The other one is a rope. Have at least one rope that will help you in case you need to carry something in your car, something that's oversized. Always have a rope that will help you fasten it. This is something helpful. Make sure it's compact, carryable, manageable, and you're gonna thank yourself for having it. Once again, this is pretty cheap. Something very important to have. I'll away with that. I have a couple of spanners. I think I have about 30 spanners, but I can't show you all of them. But a very important one to have is this multi-purpose spanner. It has springs and can actually be used on any size of a nut. In case you don't have a specific sized nut or spanner, these ones are going to help you. They're going to open up any single kind of nut. So this is a multi-purpose spanner that you need to have, at least this one. The rest of them are like these foldable and manipulatable kind of spanner that can be used in a lot of other things. The other very important one not to ever miss is a deep socket spanner. For the mechanics and those people who are pretty well conversant on what the importance of this is to open your plugs. Although plugs are things that you're not often going to change, this is a deep socket spanner and it's going to help you at least unscrew them. This is not a must, but at least don't miss this. You're gonna find it on Amazon. You're done with that. This is a Y spanner. It has different sizes it has different sized spanners, and this can help you in case you get into a minor accident. Somebody rubbed into your car and maybe the bumper hung. You'd want to use maybe one of these to fasten your bumper really quick just to get you home. This is an important one, a Y spanner. And another important one is an insulating tape. This insulating tape is key when it comes to insulating and coating any electrical cables and cords. In case you have a short circuit and maybe someone has come to fix your car, always make sure that you have one of these, because if you don't insulate your wires or other cables, you risk having a short circuit in your car, which could even lead to a fire. So an insulating tape, very cheap, very, very cheap. I usually have a drill, and this drill will help me sometimes to open the wrenches, the tire nuts, the nuts of the tire, in case they are too tight. This will help me to open them. And one of my toolboxes has some of these sockets that I can actually plug in depending on what size I have and want to use. And one like this one is the one that opens my tire nuts. So I just do this and I open it up. Makes it pretty easy. You can actually dislodge and open up every single part, and it's gonna be compact and fit into your toolbox. I have a toolbox right here, so always remember to have a toolbox with you. Another important tool to have, well, I have a lot of tools anyway, but this is another very important one that I had to show you. This is a multi-use screwdriver. You can remove a number of screwdrivers and insert there for you to use, and you have a compact tool that you can have to, just in case you need to have something to open. So this is a very important one, remember that. Oh my goodness, how can you miss this? You cannot miss to have an air compressor, a tire inflator. A tire inflator is a must-have. But remember what I told you. You are going to see two very important tools that you cannot miss to have if you hang around and watch this video to the end. But this is also a very important item to have. My tire compressor has different compartments. I can use this on my battery. I can get power from my battery, and I also have another point where I can use the cigarette lighter to make it function. So it's multi-purpose and it's a very powerful one. Inflates my tire in about 5 minutes and it's completely full. This is a lifesaver. Don't call your driver if you don't, yourself a driver, if you don't have this with you. Tire inflator, or rather the compressor. I know everyone has this, but at least have an umbrella. It rains a lot, just have an umbrella somewhere in your car. And another important thing that I almost forgot are gumboots. I always have a pair of gumboots in my car. Sometimes it floods, sometimes it gets musky on the ground. You need to have a pair of gumboots for the very obvious reasons. Now, Another one that I usually have is a tape measure. At least, okay, maybe I could be too much, but a tape measure will help you maybe know a lot of things if you need to measure one or two things here and there. If you checked my previous video, this is a tool that I actually showed you and demonstrated to you on how it works. This is a tester. It will tell you how much power you have, just to know which parts of the equipment that you're using have the live current. So I always have it in my pocket anyway. So this is something important. And something else that you will remember me for. These here are very important to have. These are fuses. The fuse is something that if you have, you will save yourself a ton load of money, because sometimes these fuses get blown. Your headlamps, for instance, use the fuses, and the fuses once they get blown, the headlamps cannot work. Once the fuse gets blown, maybe your dashboard will go off and you will not be able to use it. There are different kinds of fuses, but I would recommend you having number 15, very important, number 10, the most common, number 20, and also 30, very important. There are different sizes of fuses. These ones cost less than, they actually cost very little money. This is very negligible. They could be in cents. In countries like Kenya, these are like 10 shillings. So have these fuses with you in the car, and these are going to help you a lot. So a mechanic could come, an electrician could come with your failed headlights, see that you possibly have, and these people are very clever. They always have fuses with them in the pocket when they are called, because they know that's one of the most common problems that drivers face. So if you have one, you will always save a lot of money, because if you don't, the mechanic will come, the electrician, the wiring guy will come, and they are going to tell you that this job required a lot of money. I fixed it, and this is they could actually charge you 1,000% of how much this fuse costs, just because you didn't have the tool. So it's very important. I always have super glue for the very most important and obvious reasons. Have super glue. And I have a couple of clips. These are body clips. You need to know your car. These are body clips, and just as I mentioned earlier, sometimes you could face something like a minor accident. Somebody hits your car and the bumper falls off, and it's dragging the tarmac on the road. So all you need is a clip, just to fix and make it home, get home. If you have clips like these, you're going to save yourself a lot of money, and you're going to make it home safe. Clips are pretty cheap, so look at body clips. Make sure you have those. And now I'm going to go to the side B. Okay, I'm too much, but I'll go to the side B of my tool safety storage. So I'm gonna lift this up. Would you call yourself a driver if you don't have a tow rope? A towing rope is a very important tool and item to have. This is a life-saving item, because you could get stuck somewhere, you need help, someone is very willing to help you, but you're missing one item, the towing rope. You cannot miss a towing rope in your car. This is a lifesaver. In case, for instance, you go into a swamp or a river, and somebody needs to pull you out. Yes, most of these towing companies come with their own, but in case you have a friend that has a strong vehicle that needs to pull you out, you have a towing rope, and that's the key to. If you have a towing rope, that's going to be the key to having getting pulled out of the water. So get a towing rope. It's pretty cheap also, so very important. And I also have some gloves inside there just in case you have to do some dirty jobs. And this is a set of some of my spanners that I have. I have a pack of spanners. Sometimes you'll need these, and I can attest to how much help I've gotten from these. And you just go shopping and you're going to see a number of spanners. These are different sized and they have a wrench there for them. So very important also to have. Does this look familiar? Let me know. This is a triangle, a life-saving triangle. Mine is foldable. Just like the cones that I showed you, this is also very important to have. All you need is just to buy it and place it that way. And now that way it's going to get anchored onto the floor, onto the tarmac. And this will alert any drivers oncoming that there is someone who is maybe stuck, or maybe someone that needs help, that we have to drive in with caution because this is someone who is not moving. And if you don't have this, someone who's speeding could come and ram into your car or hit you and you die simply because you don't have a very cheap equipment here. So get something like this. Make sure it's manageable, foldable. Most of my equipment is foldable, so very manageable. So remember to have a life-saving triangle. The other item that I have, of course, these are some of my drill bits. You don't need to know much about it. This looks too big, but this is a very important tool. This is what I use to open up the nuts of my wheels in case I have a flat tire. I literally do everything by myself. So this is something that I usually have. This is what I use to now open and make sure that the nuts are out. That's why I have different kinds and different sizes of the sockets which can fit in here. These are very important to make sure you have it. When I look at these, I have another very important tool that you should have here. This is a kit, and this kit is a tire, or rather puncture repair kit. This is a puncture repair kit, a very easy tool for you to have. Maybe in another video I'm going to show you how to use this specific tool. If you have a puncture, this is a 5-minute job after you have removed the tire, the wheel. And this is going to the job would roughly take about 15 minutes for you to fix a puncture, and you're done. But remember, I showed you the tire compressor. The compressor is what you're going to have for you to fix the tire. So these are actually lifesavers. There's so much you can have in your car, and even call your car a moving toolbox, but let people speak, but you know what you're doing. This is a lifesaver. Make sure you have a tire repair kit. Someone could be wanting to help you, but you do not have this, so they're just going to tell you, I wish you had the tools, I would have helped you. So a tire repair kit, very cheap, have it with you. And a first aid kit is something very important for you to have. A first aid kit, have it in your car. Mine is actually in the house. I actually forgot it before I did the video, but remember, a first aid kit is going to help you do a lot of life-saving maneuvers and help you with even containing blood when in case you're having bleeding. I am a nurse. I have a lot of things in my first aid kit. My first aid kit includes an airway, a CPR, chest life-saving CPR bag, mask, and I also have an airway that helps you to help not to depress your tongue backward, so that your tongue cannot fall backward. And in case you're unconscious, I also have a mouth-to-mouth mask that I can help resuscitate someone in case they're in danger. So that's a story for another day. We're going to do that in another do-it-yourself video. Now, the two most important items to have that I promised you when we started the video are here. This tiny but enormous device is a must-have. This is a window breaker and also a seatbelt cutter. This is something that can be used as a key holder in case you've maybe gone into a swamp, into a river, you've gone into the ocean and your car is sinking. There's usually a lot of pressure from the water and you cannot open the doors. The doors will possibly lock because the system will be clogged and filled with a lot of water, and so the system literally shuts. So all you need is this tool. This is a window breaker. All you need to do is press it against the window and you're going to break the window. It will shatter and you're going to come out. You will get home safe and alive. This is a life-saving tool. On the other side, some vehicles have seat belts. The seat belt system is usually dependent on the power. And if power maybe gets shut and you cannot come out of the accident, if the power gets shut because maybe you've sunk into water and your system has jammed and the seatbelt can't come off, or maybe you've gotten into an accident and your seatbelts have locked, you can actually simply pull this out, and inside there is a blade. If you look at it keenly, you have a blade. So you're going to use this to cut off your seatbelt and get home safe. So this is a very important tool to have. And the last tool that I'm going to show you today, the item, is your jumper cables. Oh my goodness. Your vehicle could get low in battery. Actually, this is the most common problem that almost everyone has. You could leave your headlights on and then that will drain the battery power. Maybe you could have a low battery and then you will need to jump start your battery, and your car maybe cannot go unless you do this. And this has a positive and a negative terminal, which you should actually just connect to your car. And on the other side, we have the other end of the cord that goes to your lifesaver's car, so you can actually start your car and go home. So have jumper cables. Once again, very easy to use, very cheap. Don't miss to have this. And yeah, one step at a time, just as I promised you, you're going to be learning how to do it yourself. With these tools that I've shown you, you are not going to get stranded. There could be many other tools. You could send me suggestions, you could like, comment, and also remember, as I always say, give me ideas on what you'd like me to post, and we are all going together to be the best do-it-yourself champions. So thank you for being with me. See you on the next video on doing it yourself with Bill. Bye.